I mean, this guy, it is so hard to believe that he is a second-year player. When you watch this guy play, he plays better than most savvy vets. I mean, his IQ is through the roof. The way he's able to create, the way he's able to set up others, the way he's able to draw contact and fouls, it's very Harden-esque in many ways, right? I mean, even LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been joking lately about, hey, Austin Reaves, I wish we got fouls like he did. The dude just gets to the line, shot like 18 free throws yesterday, had a career high in points with 35. Just absolutely brilliant player, and just a guy that you'd imagine is only going to get better. And you have evidence of that because usually guys will hit that sophomore wall and they kind of struggle, right? The first year, whatever they give you, they have that second year. Guys kind of have tape on them now. Guys have kind of figured them out. And things kind of are either kind of the same, and then usually that third year they break out or, go the other direction. But Austin Reaves has taken huge strides this year. I mean, last year he was shooting 45, just under 46%. This year he's shooting 42 or 52%, right? 3-point range. He was 31%. This year he's 38%. The guy's efficiency is better. He went from 7 points per game last year to 12 a game this year. Doubled his assist total, doubled his rebounding. I mean, the guy is just absolutely incredible. But he is a free agent next year, and a lot of people are like, hey, the Lakers better not let this guy go, right? The Lakers have to do whatever it takes to keep him around. Problem is, his contract is going to get very tricky. And per Shams, we got some reports on to give us an idea of what the market is looking like for Austin Reaves and what the Lakers can give him, and some concerns. Some of these concerns I've talked about here on this channel, but we'll dive into them a little more. So here's what was said. The maximum the Purple and Gold can offer Reaves is 4 years and $50 million. According to The Athletic and Stadium Shams Charanian, that type of deal is increasingly looking like his marketplace. So right off the bat, 4 years, $50 million, I think is a steal for Austin Reaves. I mean, again, if this guy, even if he doesn't get better, I mean, just that glue guy, that gap player that can play on the bench and fill in and be kind of that first guy off, play with the starters, play with the bench unit, kind of lead that bench unit. I mean, come on, you're paying him what, $12 million a year the first year of this new contract, something like that. It's just it's a no-brainer. If you can get him 4 years, $50 million, you do that all day, including Sunday, right? So the Shams also says, when you think about other teams, they can go higher than that. Shams said they can give him a poison pill offer sheet, but the Lakers can match that because he is a restricted free agent. So this is where my concern lies. My concern lies is a poison pill, for those that don't know. Poison pill contract is a backloaded contract that is super heavy. So, for example, a team can offer him, let's say his first year is $10 million. Second year, let's say, is, $12 million, whatever, right? And what teams could do is those last 2 years, they could give him like $25 million. So now, instead of 4 years, $50 million, a team could offer him 4 years, $75 million, and give him $50 million over those last 2 years. I believe the first year, I think, is like $25 million, and the second year is like 27 and some change, something like that, right? That is where I have concern that the Lakers might look at that and go, yeah, we're not going to match that, right? That's my concern. But if somebody does offer him a poison pill contract, the Lakers could match that contract. And hopefully the idea is that Reaves would grow into a player that would be worth $25 million, right? Like if he becomes a better player, like, so let's say he becomes a Gordon Hayward type player, right? Gordon Hayward in his prime, like Utah Gordon Hayward. He's a guy I really compare Austin Reaves to a lot because I think there's a lot of similarities. Gordon Hayward's a little taller, but that guy that can shoot from three, give you a 25 and 5 on any given night. Not really the guy on a contending team, but is a great, like, just high level, maybe one of the best role guys to like second, third options in the league. Like, that's what I think Austin Reaves' potential could be. And if he can get to that level, then yeah, $25 million a year on those back two ends. There you go. If he can take another step, then he'd be worth that money. So that is, though, a concern that I have, is teams offer that poison pill, and now the Lakers are kind of in a tough spot. But this is kind of lining up to be potentially be another Alex Caruso situation where he wants to be there and the Lakers want to retain him. But if they try to get a little too cute with the offer or negotiation, I can see him potentially leaving and going somewhere where he's going to get the full non-taxpayer mid-level exception. So again, this is something that we saw with Alex Caruso. Now, personally for me, I didn't think Alex Caruso was worth the money that he got. And defensively, Alex Caruso's been great, but he has not been as good as he was on the Lakers with LeBron James. Alex Caruso isn't as good at creating and scoring the basketball as Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is night and day better than Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso's probably better defensively as an on-ball defender, but Austin Reaves' all-around game is better, at least in my opinion. I really believe Austin Reaves, I think, you pay him the money. Alex Caruso, granted, I didn't have a channel at the time when Alex Caruso, but friends, people that I talked to, when they were like, how do you feel about us losing Caruso? I was like, I'm okay with it. I didn't think he was worth the money that teams were offering him and paying him. And I just didn't think he was that good of a role player. He was good with LeBron James. He was good in that spot, but he's not Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is really good. And Austin Reaves is still 24 years old, 6'5" size. I mean, you keep Reaves. I will be upset if the Lakers let Austin Reaves go, pinching pennies. You can't pinch pennies. Again, Austin Reaves is just all around that guy. He's the kind of guys you need if you want to win a championship. Those glue guys, those meld guys, those guys that put it all together for you, right? Like an Andre Iguodala for a Warriors dynasty, right? Andre Iguodala, just the hard-nosed, do everything, can knock down shots, confident, play defense, pass the ball, is unselfish. If you need him, not so much nowadays, but back then, if you need him, he could go and get you 15 points a night, in his prime, in his health, guard the other guys, stuff like that. I'm not comparing them talent-wise. Andre Iguodala was real nice and size and stuff like that, but I'm saying the type of role that Iggy played with the Warriors during that stretch, right? You need that kind of guy. You need a guy that can kind of put it all together. I mean, even Alex Caruso to an extent, right? Alex Caruso was kind of that gap guy for the Lakers when they won the championship in 2020. Austin Reaves, in my opinion, is better now than Alex Caruso ever was with this Lakers roster. Same type of IQ, intelligent, always finds a way to get it done, can play and play on the ball, play off the ball, just does so many things so nice. And the strides that he made between year one and year two is insane. I mean, you're not talking just little strides. You're not talking about a guy that went from shooting 45% to shooting 47%. And it's oh, okay. No, I mean, he basically just doubled all of his statistics, all of them. It's just, even his EFG was 54%. This year it's 60%, almost 61%. His free throw attempts, he's averaging almost 4 attempts per game, shooting 85% from the free throw line. He increased his free throw percentage even. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. I mean, everything. His assist total, his steals, his blocks, just everything. He does average more turnovers. He averaged under a turnover year one, averages 1.4, but he also has the ball a lot more, and he didn't take some crazy stride, right? Usually guys start getting the ball, they become the playmaker, which we've seen Austin Reaves kind of play the point guard role on numerous occasions, and you see guys, they start stepping into that role year two, all of a sudden they're 3, 4, 5 turnovers a game, right? Because they're trying to figure, no, Reaves takes care of the ball, he protects the ball, he has a moment here and there, but for the most part, really good. 3-level scorer. We've seen him, he gets into the mid-range, he can operate, knock down the 3 ball, he can get to the basket. I mean, dude, the guy, his confidence is through the roof. This guy believes he's the best player on the court night in and night out. He's got that grit, that hustle. I mean, he's in people's faces, he's screaming at people. People are trying to step up. He's like, what are you going to do? I love this guy. Come on. You keep this guy. This is a guy that you got to keep. Now, my concern again, is a team backloading that contract, right? The Lakers have several ways. So they can get him for the early bird, and they can get him on worst case scenario, the Gilbert Arenas provision, right? But so the Lakers have the means to keep him. Austin Reaves wants to be a Laker. I mean, he foregoed the draft. Teams were going to draft him. He said, no, hard pass. I'm going to go sign with the Lakers. He literally chose not to get drafted so he could go be a Laker. He wants to be a Laker. The Lakers want him. Don't be cheap with Austin Reaves. Again, the Alex Caruso thing, I don't really think is a big deal. A lot of people bring that up and compare the two. I really don't think they're comparable. I really think Alex Caruso was nice for that team. I thought he was a nice role guy. Thought he was solid. But, I mean, he's struggled mightily at times with the Bulls. He's kind of gotten a little better as you know, he's gone, especially this season. He's kind of improved a lot more with the Bulls, but he's not the same player he was with the Lakers. And he has struggled mightily. I think Austin Reaves, the way he plays, he could thrive anywhere. Like, his game is just tailored. It's not reliant on so much on LeBron or another playmaker that he can play off of. Austin Reaves is really good at that. That's why he works so well with LeBron. But he's a guy that can be on the ball more if you need him to. Now, Alex Caruso, he can as well, but not to the efficiency that Austin Reaves is. Austin Reaves is insanely efficient. Insanely. Like, it's almost not fair at times. Like, you're just like, dude, this is a real player. Like, this is crazy. This is our, like, seventh guy. Like, that's really good. That bodes really well. But as long as the Lakers aren't cheap, like I said, 4 years, $50 million, you get that done. You do that immediately. Don't play games with that. You just don't. Again, like I said, that basically breaks down to like $12.5 million a year, right? At 4 years, $50 million. That is a steal for Austin Reaves for 4 years, in my opinion, especially if he gets better. I mean, that's a good price for him now. If he gets any better, I'm not even talking about like he doubles everything again and now he's an all-star. I'm talking about if he just gets like even small, like marginally better, right? Like, just give me a little bit better, then he's a home run steal. I mean, you can make an argument he's at least a $15 million a year guy right now. Like, and I think that would be a fair argument, right? A guy who can come in, play both guard positions, doesn't really make mistakes, plays good defense, hard-nosed guy, can play make, can assist, can shoot the three very well, can score in the mid-range, can score at the... There's very few guys that can play the way that Austin Reaves plays. I mean, Austin Reaves pretty much single-handedly won us that game yesterday. They had no answers for Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves was torching the Orlando Magic. We would probably lose that game by 20 if it wasn't for Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves literally put this team on his back and got us a win. So, and we've seen him on multiple occasions this year close teams out and just go off in the fourth quarter and go get like 10 points in the fourth quarter. And you're just like, dude, this guy is incredible, right? Like, you got to keep Austin Reaves. Jeannie Buss is going to have to pony up. If somebody offers him a poison pill contract, you got to take it. You know, it would suck. You know, the last 2 years, he's making $25 million a year. You would like that to be the following years, right? Because when he gets his new contract, probably get $20+ million for that new contract. And at that point, then you evaluate and see where is he at. But I trust that Austin Reaves will get better, right? Between now and that new 4 year, by the time that $25 million a year kicks in. Now, it doesn't mean that a team would. You know, like, a team's got to like Austin Reaves that much that they believe he's a $25 million a year guy. I think realistically, Austin Reaves, he'll probably get the 4 year, $50 million. That's my guess. But if a team does backload that contract, you got to match it. You cannot let Austin Reaves go. Worst case scenario, he becomes a trade chip at some point that you can use in those later years, right? You got to keep Austin Reaves. I understand that would hinder future flexibility, which would be tough because that $25 million a year would kick in when LeBron and AD could leave. So now you could go from being a team that could have the money to sign 2 star players to add to your core to being a team that now can't. So now you're really you're trusting that Austin Reaves turns into not like a star or anything like that, but just like a really good rotation guy. And then that, one of these other guys, a Rui or, Vanderbilt develops a shot, or D'Lo takes that next stride, which he's still only 26. Maybe he does. Somebody like that, to where it's like, okay, well, we only, like, if we can add one star to this team, then we can win a championship and contend. That kind of becomes a concern if we're looking later on down the road. But my thing is, like, you pay him and you figure it out then. If you got to unload some guys, if you got to trade some guys, worst case scenario, if he becomes a trade chip, that you trade later on, like, let's say he doesn't take some major strides, let's say he just stays where he's at, or he just becomes like slightly better, and it's like, okay, he's not really a $25 million a year guy, maybe some team will just, that needs to fill salary, or you need to include him. Like, let's say a star does want to come, right? Like, and you're like, okay, well, to match salaries, we'll give you Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves still 26 at that time, whatever. And it's like, here you go. You can have Reaves and then X player, and then we'll take this, and then here's your draft picks, whatever. You work it out later on down the line. But my hope is, just as soon as free agency hits, boom, here's your 4 years, $50 million. Reaves signs it. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate you. And then that's out of the way. And then figure out D'Angelo Russell, figure out Rui, figure out the guys that you got to figure out. That would be my hope. But can't be cheap. Got to get this done. Got to keep Austin Reaves. That's my opinion. And as always, I pass the question on you. Let me know yours down in the comments section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think, yes, you got to keep Austin Reaves? Do you think if a team backloads that contract at $25 million a year on the last 2 years, do you think, yeah, keep him? I could also see a smaller contract. I could see maybe 2 years. Like, I could see Austin Reaves saying, hey, give me the 2 years, $25 million, whatever, 2 years, $25 million. And then that way, Lakers would have his bird rights, and then they could go and pay whatever they need to pay to go over the cap. So look for a smaller deal as well. That's something that I should have mentioned earlier as well. But there you go. Now you got it now. For those that stayed to the end of the video. So there you go. But anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comments below.